Oh, here's the one that might have been broken. Yes, here's the piece.
I am curious if the marble that...
Yeah,
Here
there
it
we go.
is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
But why put it here? What do they stand to benefit? Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Sherlock Holmes crimes and punishments. And let's talk to this guy and hopefully get the keys to all the other areas now. That would be great. You emptied the colonial room.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the Colonial Collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Okay, what about your relationship with Dunn?
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So
Fair
after
enough.
all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
And what about his lifestyle? What do you know about it?
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, what about the keys then?
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
Okay, what about Albert Dunn then, huh?
What is your opinion of Albert?
Yeah,
as a
what is
student
your
of
opinion
botany?
about him, huh?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was.
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
Then
That
why does
must
he
have
mourn
been
him so
terribly
much?
Humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave.
Okay.
Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
So she killed him because he was bullied? Like his dad bullied him and he didn't realize it? What about Margaret White then?
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Okay, that's a bit weird. What about lethal plants? Know anything about
Tell
those,
me,
huh?
Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank
Alright,
you,
that's
Mr.
all I
Hamish.
needed to
We
know.
shall continue our investigation.
I shall talk to Albert here and get all the keys from him. There we go. Give me keys now, please. Do you know anything about Snow White? I mean, Miss White.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Okay, and why was the colonial collection emptied then?
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah. At the moment, I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Alright, what about your relationship with your father? We heard it was kinda... rough. Yeah, let's
I
say that,
imagine
rough.
that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
What about Martin Hamish, huh?
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never
Hamish,
been the
okay.
deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed. That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
I would like the door keys, please. Give me door keys now.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Okay, why do you
Thank you, young
sound
man.
like you're crying all the
We shall
time?
see you again soon.
Okay, let's see. What about our evidence? No, now we have... John was trapped with poisoning. Okay, that is number 1. That is this one. He was poisoned. And then, of course, we should have another clue here, correct? Deadly plant stolen, poisoning. Albert's ambition? No? Okay, I guess we don't know anything else. Just leave it at that, I suppose. The other kid told us something.
Just be careful.
Never
with
mind
the
then.
plants locked.
There we go. It's not locked. Not locked anymore, anyway. Anything in here then? Maybe we can unlock the safe? Wait, how does this work? Wait, so if I go... Oh, is that how that works? So 2, 2. Okay, yeah, my bad. 2, 2, 2, 2, then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh god, why do I have to remember this? So 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then how many next? 1, 2, 3. And let's try 1, 2, 3 as well. On the other side. 1. Dang it, it was 4. Oh, so does it just count upwards? So 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 the other side as well. What? 5. Wow, okay. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 5. And then 5 again. Okay. Okay, I did it. That was a weird lock. Okay, let's take a look. Letters. Okay, we have a letter. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted a great opportunity to travel the world and save the most extraordinary, precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purposes. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 1889, so I must respectfully ask you once again. Okay, intriguing. Mr. Dune, I must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them in prison. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need not elaborate. That was reported in the press as the case of June. Oh my god, so much stuff. Syndicate, okay.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Did to rental of suite rooms and educational scholarship, credits opened, radical. What? Debt of Miss White to. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, let's not mention anything about that. Photograph. Look at this photograph.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Newspapers of course.
Kew Gardens.
Nice. We are pleased to announce the production of a new variety of barley, one that retains complete resistance to the cold. I do not care that much about that. Another letter. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you're no longer in need of my support. You're quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back to your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Oh. They had some kind of falling out?
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
It sure seems so.
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
Yes, very remarkable. Is that all in this room? What do you think, Watson? Did we get everything? Everything at the desk as well right here? Think we did. Think we did. Oh boy. White and Dunn, White's expulsion. Miss White and Mr. Dunn had recent disagreement. And then deadly White. Nope, deadly plant stolen and White and Dunn? What? No. Albus ambition? Wait, what? I'm a bit It says I can connect something, but whenever I click on something, there's no connection between any of them. So why can I connect stuff if I can't connect stuff? I don't what's going on there? It says I can connect something. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave that for now. I can't connect anything, so I will just leave that be.
Locked.
Not anymore, it isn't. There's something here. Laboratory table. Wet bottle trees.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
I mean, it was Margaret, probably.
Several
Drops as well.
drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
And also on the floor.
Several drops of the bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent We need a good nose.
Oh, the dog. Of course, of course. Oh, here we go.
Such masks are
There should be a
generally
mask
worn when
around here
dealing
somewhere.
with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Maybe.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
I know what that is. It was burned. University book, huh?
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
It seems like he actually wants to be the director of this place for some reason.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Phonograph.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything.
Maybe hold it down. Oh, maybe that's what's going on.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
What about this one then?
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Okay.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Very cool, very cool. What is in here?
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Of course we will. I just hope there's not women's underwear, because we're gonna get in trouble if that's the case. What am I looking for? Okay, then we have this one, I guess. Okay, this one seems to be a tad bit more complicated than the rest. I can rotate the whole thing like this. Okay, not too bad. Why is it I cannot, like... Oh, that's because I'm using the wrong button. Wrong thing. Whoops. I'm trying to do it carefully, but it won't let me. So if we do this, right, and we assume that that is wrong, then do we have a line here? We do. Then we can assume that this one is... No, because I need this one to have something like this, right? Is that really the only way to do this? Oh boy, okay. Do you have anything on here? No, you just have that spot. So I can only assume that this is not really useful for anything. It's a bit wonky with the selection, which is why it sometimes acts weird. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this does anything. Like it seems like it wants to have one line there for some reason. Like, oh, that's what I can do. Okay, well that changes things a little bit. Didn't realize that was the thing I could do. So there was a line. I saw a random line in the middle of this one, which probably means that that's the one I need to use. Can I... And then we put this here. And then this one. Oh no, that's not gonna work. What about a normal line then? That should work. Maybe. No, I don't think so. Okay, this one is actually kind of tough. Because this seems to be correct for the most part. I just need this to add up. How do I go about doing this? So if I do this, right, and I rotate this one here, and then I rotate. Now, what if I do this? What if I go here instead? Because you're already there. Then I do this. Now the issue lies with this one, though. Okay, there we go. Now that one fixes. That one's lined up. Now I just need to line up this one. Oh, dang it. And then this one. How am I gonna do that? Oh, there we go. Okay, fixed up. That was actually kind of tough because it introduced this new element.
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Alright, what about the photograph? Behind?
Father and I. Kew Gardens.
Father and I. There's a hat. Is that useful? Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Garden oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation on my suggestion were political, but now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it?
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Okay, that's something, all right.
Miss White's locker.
The way this white, this weird cover.
These
Jewels,
must
of course.
be worth a small
Oh yeah,
fortune.
that connects with the money he gave her or something. Purse.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
What's in it? A letter, huh? Margaret, we're surprised to receive your letter. How could you think of to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left without any thought of us? You have never shared with us the detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us. What? For we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn that put your family first, as we at home have always done. We at home has always done. And none of us ever compromise their reputation, as it appears to you have already with your employer. Mr. Dunn, no, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed. I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you, so she is in money trouble.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Apparently so.
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
A draft. Okay, then we have this one.
Albert's locker.
There's a ship in here.
A
Refusal
rejection
letter, huh?
From the British Royal Naval College.
Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust you to the dictator. Wait, what? Weird, but okay. And it's clear that he would not release you for the entire year. So his father was
Specialist
stopping him?
articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
Something here. Another photograph.
Young Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University.
Wait, could that be who I think it is? Is that Margaret? There's just no way that could be the case, right? That doesn't make any sense. That can't be it. Oh well, I'll investigate some more before I call in the dog and stuff.
Locked.
Let's see. Anything over here? Work desk.
A glasses case. It is empty.
Seems so.
A thesis, written by Martin Hamish. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
Alright, and what about this one? Nothing? Diploma.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year.
Wow, congrats, dude.
A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Is there anything else in here that I need to worry about? What about in here?
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Maybe they are the ones that killed the dude. Oh, here's the one that might have been broken. Yes, here's the piece.
I am curious if the marble that...
Yeah, there we go.
is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
But why put it here? What do they stand to benefit?
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Yeah, I don't really get what it could be for.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
They're stored here. Here. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at these ones. What about over here then? No, this is the same thing. Okay. Nothing else? Alright, then I will leave this building, I suppose.
Locked.
We still have this one to investigate.
Open.
Oh, here we have Margaret, I suppose.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert.
Yes, of course. Gloves.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. This place serves as Albert's office. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
So he really just wants to sail. That's what we're getting at here. So why does he want to be owner of this place? Can I... No, it doesn't really do anything. I'll open it up because why not? Never mind, it closed again. I could hear that. Anything else in here? Or is this all there is, I wonder? Before I speak with you, I would like to investigate the other areas, if I may. Okay, so I think I'm looking for a window that can look into the place. So let me just go ahead and go in here again and see if I can open up a window. Because they will need to time it, correct? So if I open up the never mind, I can't time the window here. Can't even open it, I suppose. Posters. I completely missed these.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing. But it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
I mean, he's definitely qualified to run this place, that's for sure. Okay then. Well, that is also gonna be it for this video. We are now finally getting a bunch of evidence. I felt like I was lost there for a second, but we are back on track. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. Hope to see you in the next one. And as always, stay awesome.